Eman, also known as SV2, is one of the most well-known football YouTubers in the UK. He started his channel to share his passion for football, filming and gaming, and has now generated a massive community of over 2.9 million YouTube subscribers. In this episode, Eman joins Digital Voices and exposes what it's like to work behind the scenes with professionals including Marcus Rashford, Rio Ferdinand and Gareth Southgate. He reflects on the responsibility to give back to his younger audience, as well as his biggest reality check moments. He also reveals some of his exclusive upcoming projects in this episode of Creator Behind the Influence.
Hello and welcome to Creator Behind the Influence, Digital Voices podcast, where we sit down with some of the world's top content creators to ask them about their journeys and insights on the industry. This should be really useful whether you're an aspiring creator yourself or if you're a marketer and looking to understand the creator economy. Please consider subscribing to our channel. All right, let's go.
Thank you for being on here.
No worries,
Eman,
pleasure.
Bloody, nearly 3 million subscribers.
Almost, yep. I think we're on 2.925 last time I checked it.
I was going to say, I knew it was 2.92. I didn't know it was 2.925.
I know the precise ones. Yeah, I know the precise ones.
Are you going to have it like ticking over in the background?
Yeah, I think what I did for 1 million subscribers, I'm going to do for 3 million. So for 1 million, I had all my friends come over. And we had it on my on the big screen in the living room. So yeah, we counted it down, then hit it, and it sprayed me with, silly string. Silly string, they sprayed me with that. We had the poppers, yeah, man. Great moment. Great moment. So I think I'm going to do that again for 3 million. Definitely do something for it.
It's huge. I mean, think about Wembley Stadium's, 90,000 people?
Yep, the capacity. It's crazy because everyone always says things like that as well to me, yeah. But it's like, all I can see is like a screen with numbers. Yeah. And like, for an example, when I release a video, you can see your real-time statistics, like how many people are viewing it in real time. And all I can see is just like a graph. And I'm used to it because obviously for the last 6-7 years that my channel's been doing very well, that's all I'm seeing. And then I only see the main impact when I'm outside. 65 to 70% of the time I leave the house, someone will at least spot me. Depending on where I'm going, I will get spotted quite a bit, to be fair. It's either going to be parents, kids or teenagers. Parents are like, oh my God, my kid has you on the TV all the time, blah, blah, blah. And they're saying the little sound effects I put in my videos. They're always saying, that's all I hear on the TV all the time. So I'd say that, yeah.
So is your audience younger?
I would definitely say younger. Yeah, tailored towards that, because I think when I first started, I was doing more gaming kind of videos. And obviously when you're into the gaming stuff, you're at that kind of young age. All teenagers, to be fair, me as well. I'm still playing games, but that's because I do it for my job.
Yeah.
I definitely say around that age. And obviously when it's the young kids, parents always want to know what their kids are watching. Yeah. So then again, the parents are watching at the same time as well. And it's funny because parents always their kid's just watching whatever show. Then they see the football stuff going on and they're seeing all the banter I'm having with my friends, and then they're getting hooked as well. Parents are coming up to me and telling me things that are happening in my videos. I'm like, you're watching my videos? I thought it's just the kids that are watching, but they're like, nah, I actually enjoy it as well. So I think older people can enjoy some of the stuff I do there as well, but I definitely say tailored more towards the younger generation, yeah.
Yeah, and you put a lot of young people in your videos as well. Yes. And you try to champion up and coming talent and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you feel a responsibility to do that? Why do you do that?
I do, because when I was younger, people who I used to look up to, for an example, like celebrities, footballers, musicians, etc., you got to think there's not really a connect with them. All you're going to be seeing is just them on social media or on the news. Whereas now I've got this kind of influence. I know kids really look up to me, and I'm just going to try my hardest to try and get a lot of kids and a lot of people that look up to me involved in my videos. In a way, it's kind of like giving back. Because people always want to see themselves on YouTube, kind of on the TV. It's kind of like the movies of this generation. It's the Netflix in a sense, but this is on YouTube. So I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to give back, and I'm going to get all these people in my videos. So all the kids and stuff, I like doing quite a few of those ones, challenges, competitions that I run with them. Yeah. And I think there's a good selection of them that are very, very good footballers. For example, I think you just mentioned it to me before about the kid Messi, etc. I like to showcase that talent. Lots of people just love seeing kids that are very, very good at sports. So for an example, me, if I found a kid that's maybe 14, 15 and I see him on YouTube and this kid's doing very well, and then you see them grow and get up to that professional level, it's kind of you've grown with them in a sense. So I like doing that as well. And I think there's kids on my channel, for an example, JJ, the kid Messi that you know, and there's another one, Kaylin as well. They're doing very, very well. And it's kind of like a documentary in a sense, because you can see them doing all the silly challenges with me, but at the same time in life, they are progressing. So I think, yeah, man.
What I love watching is their editing style change. So when they like start out and their videos are like, it's like obviously a parent and they put these like preset iMovie transitions on.
Oh yeah.
And then suddenly like after they like collab, they get a bit better and they obviously like get a bit more professional.
Yeah.
It's quite cool to see like them develop. You're like a football scout, but on YouTube.
People do say that as well, like I'm a football scout. It's funny because people only see a select few. Obviously, I film with a ton of clubs, but the ones that I mainly do the videos with, they're like the best of the best. And it's funny because, again, with the kid Messi, I think he posted up a picture when he first signed to Manchester United. And under the comments, I think it was like, oh my God, SV2 got him to Manchester United, etc. I'm like, no, like it wasn't me at all. He just jumped to my video and people liked him. But outside of that, he is amazing at football. Like majority of the work is him and his dad because they work very, very hard. But it's funny because social media, people just think, oh yeah, because he appeared on my video, that's how he got to Man United.
Spotlighted.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's not like
I love that. It's like years and years of constant training. Yeah, and then it's like SV2.
Literally.
So how do you find like the young people you feature? Do you find them through like youth clubs? Do you find them through YouTube?
So I'd say, yeah, youth clubs, definitely youth clubs. So I think the first few was a local club in my area. So there's a club in Enfield. And obviously at the time, this was when my channel was like, I'd say it was kind of on the rise, was doing good numbers. They saw the videos and they're like, do you know what? These kids, they love you. Do you mind coming down to the camp for a day and just surprising them? And I said, you know what? Why not? I'm going to come down, see what it's about, host little challenges. And this is like the first time I've ever done things with like the youth and coming out. And I think that was when I kind of saw the influence I had. Like I came there and like, maybe I think they've had like 50 kids, everyone running to me, singing my intro song that I put on YouTube. I was like, what's going on here? Like, I'm just used to just making these videos. Yeah, that's what I said. It's like a reality check. So I'm just used to just putting the videos up, going about my day. That's literally it. So obviously seeing them, and through that is obviously when I found different kids. Like there was kids that the audience would draw more towards. Like you'll see comments about specific kids. Like, for example, like, Kid Messi, I like him out of the group, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. People like this. Whatever they like, that's the content I'm going to give them. So cool, I've hit up the manager again and I'm like, oh, people really like the stuff. Can I come again and do some challenges here and there, do different things? And he says, yeah, of course you can do that. And then it just skyrocketed on my YouTube channel. And it's like, it's a win-win in a sense. I'm there making cool videos with the club. They're getting exposure. And it's just bringing exposure, of course, to my channel and grassroots football as well. Because I think that's the thing that doesn't really get it. It's like grassroots football, like Sunday league, just your local Sunday team that you're going to be playing with. Definitely need to bring light to that. So, yeah.
And so do you ever have to convince people? Do you ever like speak to managers of teams and you're like, look, here's my YouTube channel, and they're like, nah?
To be fair, not really, you know. I think it's more of a thing of clubs would come to me. I don't think, I have reached out to a club and said, hey, like, yeah, let's do something, etc. And I think the managers are always in touch with the kids that they're coaching, of course. And obviously they know what's popping and what's not. And they always love the channel and they're like, they'll tell their coaches, can you help us get SV2 down? And for an example, it's funny because on LinkedIn, my brother got me onto that app as well. I really like it. Very good app.
LinkedIn's great. LinkedIn's
very good app. Funny, like a coach hit me up on there and it's like, like SV2, like the kids, they love you and they've been hounding me to try and get you down to the club. And I think we're going to get something done with them, hopefully within the next 2-3 months. So yeah, man, like it's crazy.
Someone
it's crazy.
You down on LinkedIn.
Yep.
I would imagine it was like YouTube comments or Insta, but like LinkedIn is great.
Yeah, nice. It's actually amazing. It's a brilliant thing. And I think I'm happy to my brother over there for getting me on that. So yeah. Shout outs to him.
He's like the corporate angel on your shoulder.
He's the man behind the camera.
Yeah. So how did you always know you wanted to produce football content?
No, which is funny. So I think with my story, I wanted to become a professional footballer. That was a dream I had. Many boys want to become a professional footballer. And I think at the age of, I'm going to say 12, I think, around 12, 13, I got Osgood scolitis in my knee. So obviously when you're going through puberty at a young age, your legs will start to grow. And I think it's like a problem in between your knees because it's growing so fast, a lump develops and it's hard. And obviously every single time you play football and you're doing your sports and you're active, pain so much. And then after recovering from that, I was like, do you know what? I'm not the same player. I was the best back in the days. And after the injury, I'm just not the best. And it's funny because it's a common like meme where a lot of boys would say, oh yeah, I didn't make it professional because of my knee injury, etc. Yeah. But it's actually true. So that happened.
Sure.
But
I was nearly pro.
On the side of that, I was really into watching movies and video editing and figuring out like how they send people to space and how they're actually not in space, but they just have a green screen behind them and they're doing all these fun effects. I'm thinking like, how is that even possible? And I think that was definitely a passion I had on the side of football as well. So with that, obviously me knowing, cool, maybe this professional footballer route might not go ahead. I was like to myself, right, obviously you need a plan B. And at the time I had a really big passion in obviously video editing, movies and gaming. So obviously I loved playing FIFA, Call of Duty with my friends. We'd always party up, play throughout the whole weekend, play till like 5 a.m. Getting till mum's saying, yo, go bed. And I'm like, nah, mum, I need to play. So all the best clips I'd get on my games, I'd upload it to YouTube. And at the time, obviously, you know KSI?
Yeah.
KSI, he was doing like, he had a series called...
Unless they lived under a rock.
Yeah. He had a series called Top 5 Plays of the Week, which was FIFA. And people would like submit their best FIFA goals of the week and they'd send it to him. And I think that was like one of my favorite series back in the days. And that kind of got me into it. And just seeing all like different creators, for an example, there's a creator called Tom Syndicate. He used to do Call of Duty videos, zombies. I used to watch him all the time.
Syndicate Gaming with his like, doesn't he have like a Lamborghini now or something? And like two houses.
Yeah, he's into houses. Yeah. So through that, I was like, you know what? Like, this is so fun. Like people are just literally playing games and getting paid. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump into this. So got into it like that. And then from there, I just wanted to make my videos really good. And a lot of people would say that in like the football space, like when it comes to editing, I'm like one of the top out there. And obviously I think that's definitely because I used to edit for other people before everything took off.
Oh, did you?
So yeah. On the side of doing all my college work, I'll be editing for other people. That was basically my job at the time. Who are you
editing for? Are you allowed to say?
No, I can say, to be fair, I did like a lot of some of the Sidemen stuff. Cool. I think the Sidemen, they got a video on their channel. They did a crossbar challenge with FaZe Clan. Yeah. I think might be on like 30, 40 million. I edited that one. Just saying. But yeah, like a few of them I've done, and a couple of other people in like the football FIFA space as well. So through that, that's kind of how I got my connections, got links with people, managed to network and get a few collabs. And then my channel took off with my brother, actually. Funny enough. He's just everywhere. He's behind the scenes. You might as well just come jump in the video, bro. But me and him, we did a video with my best friend and his friend as well. It's just so random. And this is just YouTube, We cut inside of a football and we played with like the inside shell, and that went viral. Like in a week, I think it must have got like 1 million views. And I'm thinking, that just sums up YouTube.
So hang on, you at the time you were doing gaming videos exclusively.
Gaming. So it was gaming and
was that popping off?
Skits. It was doing all right. I did GTA videos. I had like a small spike in my channel. It took me to like 25,000 subscribers, and then kind of just stalemated from there. Then I was like, you know what? GTA is getting a bit boring now. And to be fair, they ain't released a new one in like 12 years. I think they're just planning to release the next one now. I was like, cool, I'm going to do FIFA videos. So from FIFA, it went all right. I was enjoying it more. Then I was like, do you know what? I'm decent at football. And a few other people are doing like in real life football challenge, for example, doing like crossbar challenges, one touch, one shot challenges, all types of things to do with football. And I said, you know what, let me get on that, add my own spin. And then things started to go up from there. And because with that, I can add my personality more. Like, it's not like I'm just sat at a desk, just talking to the camera and just reacting to a game. I'm moving. I can just show my personality, be funny, creative with it. And then that's when things started to pick up. Then obviously the video of my brother that we did, we cut inside of football, and that went viral in a week. I was like, wow, like this is crazy. It's nuts. Like one of the stupidest ideas. Just escalated my channel to crazy heights. And then from that video, I think everything just went up. I was doing new things. And it went from like 100,000 a video to 150 to 200,000, 300,000, and you get another viral video. Then it's like scaling me up and just getting my awareness out there of people just knowing about my channel. And I think from there, that's kind of where we just started to grow and just build the brand SV2.
Were you like 17?
This was, I'd probably say 18, 19, yeah, because this was my last year in college. So it would be that age, yeah.
It's a lot to have like that level of growth from like, at that age. Right?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm happy it happened at that age and not any age earlier, because I see a lot of people that will blow up at like the age of 14, 15, and it's hard because when you blow up at that age, I think because you're young, for example, your voice might not have broken, etc. Lots of things are going to change about you in the next 2 to 3 years, and that could make or break your channel, to be fair. So I'm happy it happened at that age, because not a lot will be changed. I will be growing up, of course, but it's not going to be like major.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so how do you balance, like, because you still have FIFA on the channel, but how do you balance like in real life football with kind of the gaming and like your personality as well. Because like, I think you, not gassing you up, but you like, you carry a lot of it because your personality is so like, and the editing, but like, the editing's all right. But your personality is like super extra. And I think like...
I think, to be fair, it's funny because with the gaming stuff, gaming videos, in my opinion, they're so easy to film. Like you can actually make a gaming video in like the space of 25, 30 minutes because you literally set up your camera, go on the game, play it, react, cool, video's done. All you got to do is maybe send it to edit or edit it yourself. When it comes to football, that's more tedious. So I think the balance, I aim to kind of film gaming videos. To be fair, right now, I'm not really posting, but I'm going to be posting quite a lot because I've got a few things planned in the pipelines. Big stuff coming, little exclusive day, big stuff coming. So with gaming, it's not as often, but you can really do like 5 videos in one day, honestly, because I'm actually just playing games for 3 hours. I'm used to doing that. So I can get a lot of things done in one day. But then with football, it's like we'll have maybe like 2-3 shoots a week. And sometimes as well with like the new group I've just launched called Ballers, shoots might overrun a bit. Cool, we've booked a pitch for 2 hours, but what we're shooting is like really, really good content, but it's hard clips to get. So it might take more than one day to actually film. So I think the football stuff's more tedious. So finding the balance is pretty easy, to be fair, because gaming's all at home. But with the football stuff, a lot of factors actually play into it as well. For an example, last week I had 3 shoots booked in, but all cancelled because of the weather. So yeah, UK can be a nightmare for it. But I think finding the schedule is pretty easy. It's easy to balance,
And it's interesting because like, so one of the channels when I worked at YouTube that I used to work with was Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
And it was really interesting because they were like, you get 15 minutes like once a month with the players. Oh, and they were like, for professional content for footballers, you can't produce that level of consistent content at all.
When it comes to filming with like professional footballers in the clubs, that stuff, that's very hard. You might get the odd one where they're like, okay, cool, here's this player, you're going to film with him for the day. For an example, like I had a shoot in 2018. This was with Nike and EA Sports. So this was just about Russia, the World Cup. Yeah. So we actually got to film with Rashford and Rio Ferdinand. So Rio Ferdinand was our manager for the day. Yeah, no, it was amazing. Like I think that's one of my favourite campaigns that I've ever done on YouTube by far. So everyone
it's like two dream brands for you plus 2 dream players. That is ridiculous.
And I think so with Rashford, obviously it was scheduled that he was going to be there for the whole day with us, but obviously things always change when it comes to footballers because they might have training, the manager might call them back to speak about things. And I think we each had like 20 minutes to film with him, and obviously in 20 minutes it's only a select amount you can do. If you're a channel that relies on like getting like good clips and trick shots, etc., 20 minutes you're not going to get your content, so you have to kind of think on the ball. And I think I'm happy that my content, in a sense, obviously it does revolve around getting good football clips, but it can revolve around my personality as well. So obviously doing a simple penalty challenge with Rashford would do good numbers for me as well, because I'll make it funny. It's Rashford, and so we're playing football. Like it all works in together. So I think it always is dependent on what kind of content you're trying to get. But with the whole professional footballers, a lot of the times they'll give you like 15 minutes. Sometimes it might get cut down to 10 minutes.
What do you get from that? Like,
this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's very, very hard, but I think they do that so it saves the footballer from having to do many different shoots. For an example, I work with Sports Direct, and on that day we'll get a select footballer, but there's going to be Sports Direct on the day. JD will be there. Pro Direct as well, and other football companies will be around. So the player will get there on a day, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and go around. And it's like you're on like a thin line. Like we'll be filming and you've got like 20 people in the back, all the camera crew, like, cool, they're sending like 10 minutes left, like this. And you're under pressure, like, okay, cool, then we get the content, So it's a hard one. It's a hard one to do sometimes, but it is what it is.
Is that why you think professional like football clubs struggle sometimes with content? They end up like interviews and like highlights, but like...
Yeah, I think clubs that are doing it well at the moment, I definitely say Manchester City.
Of course you say Man City.
Yeah, they're very, very good with it. Arsenal the best in it. But I think Man City, Arsenal are starting to do it. I think one club that is actually lacking, in my opinion, I don't think they do a lot of it, is Manchester United. They don't do a lot of their stuff with their players. And to be fair, they have players that obviously attract a lot of numbers. You got the Rashfords, you got Anthony, Jadon Sancho, all of them guys. But they don't really do a lot with them, but it's mainly like their boot sponsors that would do it. For example, Nike and Adidas, you got to do their work through them. But I'd say Man City, I know Barcelona, good with it as well. Chelsea, very good. And I'd say Arsenal getting there as well, to be fair.
What are they doing right, Man City? What do you think they're like?
Like, for an example, you see TikTok, there'll be like a funny skit Manchester City, they're always on that. They might have someone there at the training ground. They might walk up to a player called De Bruyne. We have a TikTok. Do you mind doing this, etc. And it's like a nice, funny skit that people can relate to. But whereas other clubs just like strict player interviews, how you feel about the match, trading, something, just stuff like that. But I think public and people, they just love to be related to a player. For an example, they want it to be nice, relatable, just fun things that anyone can relate to be fair. So.
Because even if you think about like Rashford, the thing I love about Rashford is nothing to do with football. It's to do with all the food bank stuff.
There you go.
And I'm like, that's why I would be like, yeah. And it's funny, it's that personality. You're right.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Yeah, if you can bring and show someone's personality through a camera, people outside of it will love you apart from the fact that you're good at the sport. So I think that's what some clubs just need to do. And it's just simple. Like there's a lot of players that actually want to be on YouTube and want to do stuff like that. But I think a common thing is like, for an example, this is UK versus the US. In America, like the players are always on social media doing whatever. For an example, it's just like you feel connected with them. But when it comes to the UK, because obviously the papers, the buzz, tabloids, whatever it is, they're so strict. Like you do anything and you'll be like front page. So it's just so showing differences because in the US they're more connected with their players, I think, to the UK, definitely.
Yeah. Is that one of the reasons you think you're going to keep doing more grassroots football stuff and you think that's like the future of the channel? Yeah,
because obviously, don't get me wrong, I think now in this day and age, clubs have definitely clocked onto it like, cool, you need a bit of banter, personality, and just to be a bit lighter-hearted in a sense. So I think with what I'm doing as well, trying to connect with other footballers, professional footballers, get them on the channel, just to show like a different perspective of them, rather than just the 90 minutes people see on the weekend or whatever the club wants to post, to be fair. And I think YouTube is definitely like the way forward to go with things like that.
Yeah. So YouTube over TikTok?
I think YouTube, you can definitely show your personality more. TikTok is more fast food content. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing, but I think you can build a strong fan base and a better relationship with someone on YouTube because it's more longer, more personal, whereas TikTok, it might be like a 20-second clip and you're swiping through. And then you got to think about it. On TikTok, I'm swiping through a day, I might go through 70 to 200 TikToks. How many of them faces am I going to remember? Whereas YouTube, I'm watching like a 10, 15, 20 minute video. That's something you actually remember. So yeah, I'd say you can definitely build a better fan base with your audience on YouTube than TikTok, yeah.
And this is the question I was going to ask. Do you ever see like kids you've worked with who have come up and you watch them get media trained and you watch like the personality go out of them? So they've been on your channel as like people and then you get to a stage where they're like...
I think it's more, I could more say that more of friends that I know. I think, because with the footballers I filmed with that are young on my channel, they're at the age of like 12, 15. So I think maybe in the next 3 to 4 years I can answer that specific question. But friends I know personally that like obviously play football, it's funny because like I film videos with them and off camera we're just having our normal banter. Then obviously you see them on the camera when it comes to their interviews. And they're like, yes, yeah. We played very well. But then with me, they're like dropping all their funny banter. So yeah, it's funny. It's funny to see.
I think it's funny. We like train like personality out of sports people, whereas actually like that, you're right, that's the reason they're so loved and it's the reason they're
That's what
successful.
I'm saying as well. Yeah. Like being trained to just have that sports mentality, in a sense, it comes across to me as being like a robot. Like all the answers are like pre-programmed, like you know exactly what they're gonna say, etc. But then if they're just themselves, it's so much better. Like you can relate to them so much more.
Which if you're happy to name names, which football players have you met that you're like amazing off camera, but you wouldn't have expected to be like a really great person?
Amazing off camera. This is a good one. Very, very good one. I'm gonna say Ben Chilwell for Chelsea. Surprising. Yeah, so obviously I didn't think on camera and off camera that he'll be like amazing. I thought it'd just be like typical, but he's so funny and he's such a nice guy as well. Like a lot of the Chelsea footballers, they're very, very nice people. And one person I would say as well, funny enough, Rashford. Because Rashford, when I filmed with him at the time, this is 2018, so he was kind of like up and coming. He was a big name, but I think he was like one of the young rising stars. And yeah, he was just like, he was sick to film with. Like anything I'd say like, cool, I'm going to do this, etc. It's like, yeah, I'm down to do it. So, and got good banter as well. Him and his brother, because I think his brother manages him. So, there. Yeah. It's like a running thing, man. Him and his brother, they're cool people. They're cool people. Because, you know, sometimes you might get people in the industry where it's like, they're strict with what you can do. They nearly ask 20 questions, etc. I'm just doing this one thing, but they might not like it. But yeah, they were cool to do whatever. Yeah,
it happens a lot with like musicians as well. They get to the stage where they get their deals, they get famous, and then they don't want to do any of the YouTube stuff. So they often take themselves very seriously. Yeah. Whereas I was wondering if that happens with sports stars as well, football as well.
I think in football, changing. I think it's flipping the other way now. So obviously they'll still do like the professional, the big time companies, but now they're leaning to do more YouTube stuff because they know people really like it. And again, it's what I was saying about just being relatable and people just feel like they're connected with a player and they have like a relationship with them. So yeah.
Have you ever had like an idol you've got to film with a lot of amazing people.
Yeah.
So have you ever had an idol and you're like, oh shit, reality check, like I cannot believe I'm like, this person wants to be on my channel?
Coming on my channel that I've filmed with, I think the biggest names definitely Rashford and Sterling. I think it was them. Definitely, I'd have to say the 2018 World Cup campaign, that was like a reality check because we got the Rashford stuff, Rio Ferdinand, and then obviously we got to fly out to Russia to watch England's game, and then we played in our own mini tournament versus a team of German influencers. And I think that moment I was kind of like, wow, like I'm actually doing something sick with my life, you know, like this is amazing. So I think that would be like my reality check moment as well. But I think I have reality checks a lot of the times, man, because things like, for example, the football camp I'm running, I've got that next week. So from me going to that first team I was telling you about in Enfield back in 2018, I was like, do you know what? Now that my audience is developed, it's getting more bigger and people know me, I might just host my own football camp and people can come along, be on my channel. I host competitions. Like, for example, a fun one we like to do is like, whatever the football lands on, you get PlayStations, gift cards, iPhones, mystery box challenge, and they got to kick the ball and wherever it lands, that's what they have to do or wherever they get. So fun stuff like that.
That's it.
Yeah, we do. So I think seeing the outcome and all the people that come to the camp, that's definitely a reality check. Like, it's crazy. All these people actually watch my videos. Like, they're coming up to me and they're telling me things about myself that I forgot. I'm thinking like,
they remember these moments.
Wow. How do you know that?
Whereabouts? So I'm actually, I grew up in Southgate, Enfield. Like,
The one we're doing next week is going to be, do you know Ponders End?
Yeah,
it's literally going to be there. So that's where we're doing it. And I think end of the year as well, this one isn't even public. So look, you got the exclusive. I'm looking to do one in Dubai. So yeah, we're looking to do an international one. That'll be our first international one. So I think if we do that, hopefully we can go to America as well and just go all around. That'll be crazy, yeah.
Yeah, because you've been to Russia and to Qatar doing the Influencer World Cup.
Yes, yeah. I even forgot about Qatar as well, yeah. So Qatar was the most recent tournament.
Sorry, you didn't win.
Qatar, yeah, but the one that sticks out to me is definitely the Russia one because I was like...
I thought you'd be a better footballer, to be honest. Joking. I'm so sorry. How was Qatar? I was playing in the
that
heat.
was good, but it's funny because on paper we actually had the best team. And we finished fourth. We actually finished fourth. I don't know how. Crazy to me. But nah, Qatar, honestly, that country is actually amazing. Like all the stuff that they're saying in the paper, etc. It wasn't nothing like that in my eyes. Because when I went out there, it's like a quiet version of Dubai. That's how I kind of put it. So being out there, I think it was just crazy. Like the heat as well. Oh, Lord have mercy. The time we went as well, we went in March and it was scorching. So I know for a fact that's why they definitely did the World Cup in the back end of the year. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Qatar. I'd happily go back as well.
Cross is like 50 degrees.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's intense. So did you, how do you feel when you get to go and do all these trips, where you're like an ambassador for the World Cup and you're like, is it better than being a professional football player for you?
I'm gonna be real. It's funny because people always say to me like, oh, do you prefer doing what you're doing now, or would you have rather been a professional footballer? And I actually always say I'd rather do what I'm doing now because I know professional footballers. I know like some of my friends are pro footballers, and I think there's a lot that people and the public don't know that goes behind the scenes of being a professional footballer. There's a lot of politics and a lot of variables. For an example, if I've gone to a game, I get injured, I'm going to be out for 3 weeks. I'm out for 3 weeks. Someone's obviously replaced me in those 3 weeks. They're playing amazing. The manager might say, cool, they're playing amazing. You might not get back into the starting 11. Like, there's so many variables when it comes to football. And I think there's a lot of pressure as well from the public and being in the public eye compared to being a YouTuber in the public eye. So I definitely say I prefer being a YouTuber than if I was going to be a professional footballer. And I think things like just waking up and doing what I want to do. For example, scheduling and just, control. I think I got more control in doing what I want to do. So by being a YouTuber. So I think I definitely have to say YouTuber.
Oh my God, you're living the dream. Yeah. So one of the stats that I heard that I couldn't believe about like the reality of being a footballer is something like 50% declared bankruptcy within 3 years of retiring or something.
Crazy. I think I heard something around those lines as well, but like a lot of people, do you know what it is? I think it is a quick jump from obviously being just obviously a normal player that's trying to become a footballer, then cool, you sign your contract and then you're getting X amount of money and it's coming in weekly. And I think you're going to have them people around you that are kind of telling you what to do. Yeah. So obviously I really can't vouch on the footballers and what they do, but in my terms, obviously my brother, thank you for him, because obviously he's come from like a financial background and obviously what he does. So he helps me out with things like that. And I think being clued up and watching videos on YouTube, I watch a lot of like finance stuff, just tips and tricks on what people are doing with their money and just ways you should do it and not like spending it all on stupid stuff. So I think, yeah, man, just got to be smart with it.
Because I worry that can happen with YouTube creators as well. I mean, like, because there's also like an age limit on like being a YouTuber. Like, there aren't that many YouTubers who have like had a career because the platform's not that old.
Of course.
So like, what do you see as are you going to have like a retire from YouTube one day?
Do you know what? It's funny. Like everyone always asks me, what would you do if either obviously you finish doing YouTube or you're not doing YouTube? And I think obviously my passion was video editing to start off with. So I think I'll probably open up a production company and go through that route. Maybe it's going to be making YouTube videos for other people or making movies, but I think definitely production company or go into real estate. Because I think with real estate, yes.
Careful.
I think real estate...
Going to sell up Ponders End.
gives me the kind of the same lifestyle I have right now. For example, you might be working, but then again, you can kind of, in a sense, set your hours and know what you're going to be doing on certain days. So I'd definitely say those two things. In the retirement plan, we'll see.
Retirement plan
the
at
YouTube
age
retirement
35.
plan.
Exactly.
The YouTube retirement plan, so yeah.
Yeah. How was working with Gareth Southgate?
Oh, he's a top guy, man. Very, very nice. I think it's so funny meeting people in real life and compared to what people say in the public, because obviously with him, all he's going to be getting like scrutinized on is like his decisions of what team he's going to be doing, like his starting 11. But obviously you got to meet him, and again, with football, there's so much politics that people actually don't see, which definitely plays a factor into obviously why certain players might be starting and why they're not starting. But me and him, yeah, he's such a nice guy, down to earth. He was happy to jump in. And it's funny, people might say that he comes across like maybe like timid, quite shy on camera. But when we're talking with him, he's dropping banter. Like we're doing our little rondo in the training session. Rondo is like a game where you got to pass the ball in a circle. He's jumping in, being a defender, nutmegging people. He's getting nutmegged. Just literally like he's just a normal guy. Like it's just how the public perceives people, in my opinion, on how they can see someone. So Gareth Southgate, he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Yeah.
Cool. Moving in an entirely different direction. So recently in the US, they've let student athletes take on sponsorships.
I see.
Yeah. What do you think that's going to happen with like grassroots football in the UK? Do you think there's space for more of that like type of social coverage or a change?
So I'm not really too sure on if you're not allowed to take sponsorships whilst being a young footballer in the UK, but I know about what you've said about in the US, because there actually is a YouTuber who does American football. His name's called Destroying. And I think he had to actually pick whether he was going to pursue the route of being a professional American footballer or going on the YouTube route, because at the time he was doing the professional footballer route in America, they obviously clocked on that he was getting paid from his videos, and you're not allowed to receive like any type of payment outside of your contract that you've gained with the scholarship. So I thought to myself, that's just crazy, like how they've kind of just capped it and just done that. So I think in the UK, if they haven't allowed it, I think they should, but that's just my take on it. Like, why are you going to stop someone from making a living outside of what they're doing already? Like, and it's like they get security. Cool. This might not go off, but I know that I've got something else on the side as well. So why would you stop that?
I think it also makes them more money and makes the club more money.
This is what I'm saying as well. Like, you have a player that's doing something else, and it might, for example, if it is YouTube, they're getting a lot of exposure on the platform, and them getting exposure is definitely going to bring exposure into what they do on the side, which will be professional football. So it's just a win-win, but it's beyond me. Like, sometimes they just want to stop it. They just want to stop things like that. I don't know why. Happens.
It's, a lot of politics.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's politics, man.
So you mentioned you have some big projects coming.
Yes.
Why'd you go quiet? What's going on? What have you got coming up?
I'm trying to think.
This won't get published for like a month though. You can say loads of stuff.
Yes, I think obviously with the camps, I think I gave you the exclusive one of being the the camp in Dubai, the international stuff. That one wasn't really released, but there you go, you got the exclusive, guys. I'm going to have to say, new limited edition jerseys that we're releasing. So this is actually my first kind of customized football shirt. It's like the official SV2 kit that we're going to be launching very, very soon. So I think it's actually going live this month. That and a new football that we're doing. And I think a lot of brand work as well coming up. So, because obviously we got the Women's World Cup, and I think we're planning to hopefully do like our own custom tournament because obviously on my channel I do a lot of youth stuff, and in my comment section I get it all the time. Like, oh, can you film with girls? We need some girls on the channel. I've done maybe like 2-3 videos like specifically just with girls. But yeah, we're looking to do like our own SV2 World Cup. So we'll get like 4 to 6 youth teams down, and yeah, they'll just battle it up like it's a World Cup. So I think that'll be a good one as well. So yeah.
That's cool that you raised that, because like, do you feel a responsibility to showcase women's football?
100%. Yeah. I think in this day and age as well, me, honestly, I've seen some women footballers that are much better than the guys as well. I've filmed with quite a few of them, to be fair, and it's amazing. And obviously, in this day and age, people will say, okay, cool, yeah, it's all about money, etc. They're bringing in more fans, blah, blah, blah. But cool, I think now it's taken on to my responsibility to obviously bring light to it. And I think this year we can definitely do that. For an example, we did a campaign with PlayStation recently and the Champions League, and we had it was like 8 ballers. And I think we had 2 of them were girls. And in the competition, in the final round, the person that got like the most comments and people loved them was actually the girl. Her name was Eman, and she bossed it in the competition. So it just goes to show, like, obviously girls and boys, like girls can do it as better as boys as well. So yeah,
I think it's interesting because like, as much people say, oh, they bring in more money about them, but you're like, yeah, that's because of decades of structural exclusion, right?
Of course, yeah. Definitely, that's definitely a factor to play as well. So this year, that's going to be one of my aims as well, to get like a big video with a women's footballer. So I think one of the biggest ones I've done is Gemma Davison. I think she's at Watford now, but she actually used to be at Spurs. So she used to play for England, but I think now she's not playing for England anymore. But I think a collab with those types of players will definitely go down well. And I think definitely just bring more exposure down to women's football, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. Perfect.
Good.
That was it. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Stuff. No worries. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and maybe we'll see you for the next one. Bye.